What's going on, everyone? The season is officially over. It sucks, it hurts, it's a bummer, right? None of us wanted to go out this way in a sweep. It's unfortunate. Denver was a better team. Got to give Denver credit. I don't think the margin was that big, right? All these games were close. The Lakers had opportunities to win every single one of those games. But Denver just executed down the stretch. They hit the big shots. They made the big plays. And you really got to give them credit. It sucks. It does. As a Laker fan, obviously the goal is to win an NBA championship. We were so close, yet so far. And, the fashion in which we lost, at least, if you lost in 6 or 7, it's like, it hurts. But at least, you made it competitive. It just kind of felt like, we dropped the ball here. But when you take a step back and you look in hindsight and you look at just the incredible journey that we had this year with this Lakers squad, how are you not proud of this team? This team overachieved tenfold. To go from being 2-10 to having a 0.3% chance of even making the playoffs to being in the Western Conference Finals. And here's the thing, we could very well be back next year, right? Unless Joel Embiid goes to the Suns or the Warriors or something, all these teams are probably still going to be in the same spot. Some of these teams might even be worse. The Lakers, at least you know what you're going to get. I've seen people try to spin the narrative that the Lakers, LeBron's going to be a year older, Anthony Davis, there's concerns about him. But I think the Lakers will be better next year. All the teams outside of the Lakers that were in this deep, the Heat, the Celtics, the Nuggets, they've all been together for multiple years. And here's the thing, right? Several things, actually. If we have a full offseason, training camp, and preseason, right? And you're going to have a full season of developing chemistry. You're going to have a real roster all year. So LeBron's not going to have to work as hard. Anthony Davis isn't going to have to work as hard. When they inevitably miss games, they're not going to have to rush back from injury to go and get back into games. They're not going to have to play 40 minutes a game just for us to even have a chance to win. We're not going to have this crazy, ridiculous uphill climb the last 30 games of the season where we have to win 20 of them. Otherwise, we miss the play-in. None of that stuff you would imagine, unless something crazy happens, none of that stuff should be a question next year. Even if we run it back exactly the way we are, this team should be good enough to be a 5 seed at worst, considering LeBron and AD are probably going to miss, some significant time. And who's to say that something doesn't develop at the trade deadline or maybe this offseason? I could see the Lakers definitely retooling. I don't think, I've seen people say oh, you need to blow up the roster. Why? We just did. We just got this roster. We just put this roster together, right? I really believe the Lakers could be back here next year in the same spot and maybe even better than ever, right? We had a lot of guys that just didn't show up. D'Lo just didn't show up, right? Well, now we know what to expect. He was great during the regular season, but we know chances are he's probably not going to show up in the playoffs. So now we can adjust accordingly, and we can go throughout the course doing what we need to do, and maybe acquire some pieces in free agency or something with that in mind. Hey, D'Lo might not show up, so we might need to bench him, type thing. It's just, I only see the Lakers getting better. There's not a team in the Western Conference that I think is that much better than us. I just don't. And again, the Lakers should only be better. LeBron James isn't just going to fall off a cliff next year, right? LeBron, he just dropped 40 in game 4 and gave us 100% and was locking down Jamal Murray and all that stuff. He's not going to go from that to having off-season surgery to now he's trash and can't even play basketball. I'm not saying he's going to be LeBron of the past, but he's still a guy that is capable of getting you 20 plus a night, right? Anthony Davis. I expect Anthony Davis to hopefully be better because he won't be dealing with injury. I still think we need to get shooting, right? That's a big thing. I think if we can get some shooting, I think that will make things so much easier for Anthony Davis because right now we don't have shooting. So all the teams, even Draymond told you, all teams are doing are just packing it down and trying to stop and prevent AD from just going off every game. But if we have reliable shooting, teams can't do that. Because, if Malik Beasley turned out to be the guy that he was supposed to be, they wouldn't have been able to double and triple team AD on the block at times, right? I think that we're heading in the right direction, right? I think if you can, you try to make a couple nice little adjustments, a couple nice retools, and we'll get into that. Now that the season is officially over, I'll take the next couple days kind of running through the season, breaking some stuff down, going through kind of the ins and outs. And then in the next, after a couple days, once this time kind of wears off, all of us are ready to kind of start talking about stuff. We'll start diving into all of the draft stuff, because Lakers have some draft picks this year, potential trades heading into the trade deadline, all the off-season stuff. There'll be a lot of rumors. The rumor mill, the speculation mill, all that stuff. I mean, you're already starting to see it with like Kyrie and stuff. We'll talk about all that stuff. We'll break all that stuff down. Some stuff will be mine and my own personal thoughts, kind of like if you've been subscribed to this channel for a while with Rui Hachimura. I was like, hey, we should go take a look at Rui Hachimura, even D'Angelo Russell. Those were things that weren't really rumored that I just threw out there because I was like, hey, these guys could potentially be available. You'll definitely see those videos, but also if you were subscribed during this past offseason, we'll dive into all the rumors and all the speculation, and I'll tell you things that I think are realistic, some things that I think aren't. I'll make videos even just throwing out ideas like, hey, what would you guys think of this and that? So don't take everything as like gospel, right? Just like you saw in the last offseason. Not every rumor turns out to be true. Not every speculation will turn out to be true, but it's content, stuff for us to talk about. It's not like there's a bunch of games going on. So why not talk about, potential possibilities and ideas that we could dive into? So that's definitely something that you all should really look forward to this offseason. We'll kind of go down these rabbit holes. But in general, going into this offseason, I would really like to see the Lakers just kind of make some adjustments. I kind of want to make a full video on this, but just to like a brief rundown, I really think we definitely need a big man, like a legit big man. Beyond a big man, I'd really like to see the Lakers go and get maybe another perimeter defender, like sizable one, maybe like a Stanley Johnson, something like that, right? We could bring him back, something along those lines, and then a reliable three-point shooter, whether that's via trade, whether we can get somebody via signing. Look, Lakers are a legit contender. They're a legit contending team. They're one of 4 teams left in this playoffs. And so they're a legit contender. With that, you have free agents and stuff that are going to be incentivized to come to the Lakers in the hopes to win a championship. You're going to see people that are like, oh man, like I'm the perfect piece for what they need. I am the kind of guy that can come in and really make an impact, really turn that roster around, and maybe I am the missing piece, the missing factor. So it's definitely something to keep and kind of look forward to, when you're looking into like all the potential free agents this season. Like, obviously there's going to be some like Fred VanVleet, for example, or Gary Trent. Like those guys we're probably not going to be able to get because they're going to get 20 plus million on the open market. But for the Lakers, you might be able to find a couple guys that would have gotten like the mid-level exception that are willing to take the vet minimum because they want to contend and compete for a championship, and they believe that the Lakers can do that. But I'm proud of this team. Moral of the story, this team was remarkable. They showed us the fight. They showed us the grit. They grinded. Again, it sucks we got swept. It's not how you want to go out, but we weren't even supposed to be here. And like I've even seen people throw out like, I wish that they would have lost in the first round or the second round. Like, I just don't subscribe to that. I think that is so silly. Like, the goal is to try to win a championship. So your goal is to get as close as you can, right? So to think it'd be better to lose in the first or second round than it is to get swept in the conference finals, I just don't believe in that. Your job is to get as far as you can. Lakers got as far as they can, or as far as they could, right? And, it's the same argument like LeBron. You see people that are like, oh, LeBron James, he has all these losses in the finals. And it's like, isn't the job to get to the finals and try to win a championship? Like, so what? It would have been better for him to lose in the first round? Like, that's silly, right? Your job is to try to contend for championships. You're not going to get there every year, but can you get close, right? And so I'm proud of this team. This wasn't even a thought like 2 months ago. 2 months ago, we were still the 13th seed, wondering if we're even going to make the play-in. And here we are in the Western Conference Finals. I think it's a beautiful thing. I think it's something that we should be excited for. I think we should be excited for the future of this Lakers squad. I think we need to be pumped and rally behind this team. It sucks. Obviously, they're hurt. They're disappointed. They had promise and hope, and it just didn't work out. And it happened, But I'm very blessed for this team. I'm very thankful for this team, and I'm excited for the offseason and see what the Lakers do and get ready for this upcoming season. I'm really excited for it. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section below. How did you feel about the season? What were your thoughts on the Lakers being eliminated? All these things I'd love to hear, so let me know. And again, kind of give you an idea, we will kind of wrap up like this roster, this past season, kind of dive into those kind of things, kind of give my thoughts on like just the series, the playoffs, the season, and then, probably by like the weekend at the latest, we'll start diving into off-season stuff. Start diving into the draft and diving into the potential trades and trade mills. I may throw some stuff because we've got a lot of Kyrie stuff that's recently came out. So I might talk about that stuff, but not going to start diving heavily into all the rumors and speculation and stuff until we get closer to probably the end of the week, or at least middle of the week. So anyway, just wanted to give you a little timeline. Again, thank you so very much, and I will see you all in the next one.